Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We're at part 17 of the Final Fantasy IV Let's Play.
Last time we left off, Kane stabbed us in the back again, so we could be a part 17 or part 6.
We just defeated Odin, but we technically still have one more thing to do before we go to the moon!
We have to knock Rosa out?
No, we have to wake Kane up.
Oh. Kane?
Yeah. Son of a bitch, had his guns for too long. I'm kidding. Yang, I meant Yang.
Yeah, he does need a hard reality check.
Yeah. Well, remember, we found out that Yang was alive during the Sylph Cave run-through. So what we need to do is visit his wife back in Bahamut.
My husband's in the underworld. She spun for joy. I thought he'd be...
I thought he'd be good enough to go to heaven.
Yeah, right?
We got a frying pan. Now we gotta go wake him up. To the Sylph Cave!
Interestingly enough, she always makes a reaction afterwards how she's so relieved that he's alive.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cute.
I always took it as like she doesn't want to seem emotionally upset, you know.
That was a lot less climactic in the other one. The other version, Cecil makes a holy speech about like, "Forgive me, my friend, for I must do what must be done." Clonk!
Yeah, I believe that's what it is. Actually, that sound effect we heard is the frying pan hitting the mustache.
Iron on iron, go figure.
So we awoken Yang out of his unconsciousness by whacking him in the head with a frying pan.
And Edge just insulted Yang by calling him a half-dead idiot, despite the fact that Edge has been spending our playthrough half-dead.
And an idiot. So Yang wants to come with us, but the Sylphs won't have that. Instead, the Sylphs have offered themselves as a summon. So we've learned Sylph.
Okay. So what does Sylph do, win?
Sylph is, no, it's not win. It's more of a heal, sort of an unorthodox healing. The Sylphs will dance around for a little bit, damage one enemy, and the damage they do will be converted into HP that will be distributed among the players evenly. Okay, so now we're riding to the moon!
By the way, when you did all that editing, it made it look like it was an entire flashback.
Yeah. I remember it like it was 2 hours ago. So this is the moon, ladies and gentlemen.
Awfully more human-esque than I thought it would be.
I was expecting flowers.
Where's Neil Armstrong?
I bet your ass wasn't expecting us to go here when you first played Final Fantasy IV.
I ass wasn't expecting it either.
Now we're in the lunar ruins.
Bahamut, shit!
Alright, so we have enemies here. Dark Grenade and Abyss Swarm. Now I'm going to show you off a little fun Easter egg here. If you cast a Thunder Spell on a Dark Grenade, it does something called Chain Reaction. It explodes, and it takes all the other enemies with it.
Really?
Yes, it does.
Alright, glitch.
No, it's not a glitch.
Oh,
that's intentionally programmed in there.
You know, I probably should have been doing that when I was playing 4DS.
I didn't find that out until I watched AC Billy's playthrough of it, actually. Thank you, AC Billy.
Dang.
So every time you see a Dark Grenade in a battle, aim at that motherfucker with a Thunder Spell. Makes the battle a hell of a lot easier. There you go.
Dumber than Edge.
I think it's only a Thunder Spell though that triggers it. I'm not sure if Thundara does or Thundaga does, but I think...
Better to not chance it, besides you save money.
Alright, so the monster in the
Oh,
box.
for fuck.
You okay there?
Hold on, I was doing projects.
So we have two new encounters here. The Procurate. What's it?
Procurate and Eukarote.
Eukarote.
Which do what exactly?
Alien eggs.
They what?
I don't know.
Oh, they look like they're on tentacles. I mean, not tentacles. They look like the evolved form of those embryo monsters.
Yeah.
That we saw at the beginning of the game. The ones that look like eggs.
Yeah. All I know though is that they hit really hard. In fact, a lot of the enemies on the moon hit really fucking hard.
You know, given that we're used to Earthbound training, and then all of a sudden we got Boom to the Moon monsters, that kind of is normal. Frankly, I'm surprised we haven't met the Cosmic Horror Golgathian yet.
Who's Golgathian?
I don't know, somebody from Yu-Gi-Oh! Golgar.
I just pulled the name out of my ass.
Yeah, it kind of was, actually. Cosmic Fortress Gonchiel, was it?
When you say it that way, it kind of sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's one of those alien monsters that was released in the game.
Ah, so it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Alien. Moon.
Oh, please. When we first traveled to space, we thought of aliens. We still think there's intelligent life out there, but they're willingly not responding to us. Fancy that.
Maybe they view us as too primitive.
Yeah. Hello, we came to this planet looking for intelligent life. Oops, we made a mistake. So, Black Flan, which is, I'm guessing, Tar?
Yeah. Maybe it's the sludge that builds up in your car's pipe in the back.
From all that smoking. Hey, Ma, hope you're watching this.
But black flame, like many other flame creatures we've encountered in this game, are have pretty nearly perfect physical defenses, but they're susceptible to fire, as Rudy is demonstrating with Faraga right now.
That would kill something. That looks like it would kill something that actually ate fire.
The moon in itself, though, like the underworld, really isn't that spectacular.
However, you fight all over this thing with no problem in Dissidia. Fancy that shit.
Yeah. Well, it's the moon. I'd imagine the low gravity makes it.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is that you're fighting. It looks like you're fighting throughout the entire lunar plane.
Oh, well. Well, I figured that's probably why they made it a battle arena in the first place. There's not much to do with the moon.
Right. Well, all for it. I'm glad for it, though, because the moon is actually my favorite battleground in Dissidia.
Yeah, I did have fun in that battle arena too. Now I think about it.
Ooh.
Anyway, so now we're in the.
We're somewhere.
We're somewhere.
Looks like a.
It looks important.
Looks like Caesar's palace.
It looks highly advanced, in a sense.
Like a casino.
Look at the carpet.
That's marble.
No. I was talking about when I was on
the
the healing point. Look at that red carpet. Someone's expecting us. Very futuristic chair.
Evray.
And rave party.
Johnny Evray. The red carpet with teeth. Fusoya.
Fusoya. So Fusoya here is a guardian of the Lunarians.
And he's a hell of a geezer.
Yeah. He's got a bitching beard too, though.
No, his beard looks more artificial.
Fake.
Exactly.
So Fusoya here is explaining to them that he's the guardian of the Lunarians, and they've initially wanted to live in prosperity with the humans. However, the Lunarians felt that they wanted to go into deep sleep at first until the human beings are as evolved as the Lunarians. But if you think about that in a deeper sense, if they're waiting for intelligent life on Earth to be as evolved as Lunarians,
then they'll sleep themselves into extinction. Exactly.
Well, no. Wouldn't the Lunarians, through the passage of time, evolve even further? And in a sense, that means the human beings would never catch up from an evolution standpoint?
No, they pretty much locked themselves in stasis and wait for humanity to catch up.
I don't believe that. I have to see the Lunarians sit there. They're assholes.
They are assholes.
They don't want to become friends with the humans.
Right, so in reality, they just put themselves to sleep for no reason.
But Fusoya also told us that there is an inner power inside the moon that's been channeling his evil energy and has been controlling a certain Lunarian to do his evil bidding for him.
And you know what? The overworld map music would make perfect sense to what he said, because you'd be like, what?
What the fuck is this?
This is what I was imagining when he was going during that speech.
Fusoya has just told us that there's a person named Zemus. And he's been using his evil energy to control Golbez. Golbez in himself is being controlled.
Bullshit.
The puppet master is in actuality a puppet. And
Suck on that cloud.
And that puppet has a puppet as well. His name's Kane. Anyway, so I'm just showing off this random battle to show how Fusoya likes to handle all of his problems. It's a bit overkill, mind you, but it does get the job done. I will say so itself. Of course, that won't break his concentration. Fusoya has meteor, ladies and gentlemen.
Suck on that, Teller. Christ.
Yeah. Just want to make sure it's dead.
And at the cost of 99 MP. Was that worth it, Johnny? Actually, yeah, it probably was.
Well, one thing I do love about the Lunar Whale is that it has pretty much free in inside its ship. As I'll be showing off in a second.
Oh, free in?
Yeah.
A lot of ships will do that in later Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
As well as a lot of RPGs.
I enjoy it, in a sense. I think they had to have done that just to make sure your ass didn't get stuck while you're on the moon.
To the moon!
I mean, don't you hate that when you get stranded on the moon?
Yes. Tell me about it. My AAA insurance don't cover that.
You start the game off in the medieval kingdoms, and then later down the road you find yourself stranded on the moon. It's like, well, how the fuck did this happen?
How can we breathe on the moon?
I don't know. But the Lunar Whale not only has free ends, but also has a free fat chocobo too.
Stow away.
Yeah. He's stuck into the ship.
So what's up with the frying pan there?
The frying pan, unfortunately, there's something I forgot to do immediately after waking Yang up. When you wake Yang up with the frying pan, you're supposed to go back to Shelia and let her know that Yang's doing just fine. She'll take the frying pan back, and in exchange, she'll give you the. It was actually the knife. She gives you the knife item, which is the best throwing weapon in the game.
But you only get one of them.
You only get one, but it's the best weapon in the. I think it's guaranteed to do 9,999 damage.
At a point in the game where you could probably reach that within a few little tricks.
With a single spell, yeah.
So fuck it.
In the original SNES translation, it was called Spoon.
Spoon.
Because fuck it, we don't have to censor swords and staves and lances, but a knife.
That hits a little close to home.
That's that there. But anyway, before we head back to Earth and see if we can stop Golbez,
we fight a gauntlet of mist dragons.
It's time for another optional area of the game.
Ding,
We're
ding, ding,
now
ding, ding,
in
ding.
the Lair of the Father.
That don't sound good.
Now, I wouldn't recommend going into the Lair of the Father until after you completed both the Sylph Cave and the Fey March. Well, you do have to clear the Fey March in order to get everything you need to in the Lair of the Father. I'll explain that in a second, but the Lair of the Father, actually, the random encounters here can kick your ass if you're not careful.
Cool.
And in one sense, a lot of the enemies here are not weak to anything. So you just pretty much have to bum rush your way through it with all kinds of spells that you can have at your disposal.
Second, visibility is a real bitch.
Visibility is a bit of a bitch here, and the mist graphic here is causing some slowdown in the PSP. Well, the PSP one is hooked up to the Remote Joy Lite.
Imagine a colossal mist dragon coming out of this shit.
Yeah. Oh. So if it looks like I'm walking, I'm actually not. I'm actually sprinting, but the fog graphic is slowing my PSP down.
Too bad it can't literally be Fusoya just being old.
So he can sporadically jog.
You should have like the Bugenhagen thing, you know, where he just has like no legs and just levitates.
It's actually a segue underneath his rope. But you can also get the Genji equipment here for Cecil.
Best stuff he has, or?
No. Second to
Okay.
next best, I believe. So it's some pretty kick-ass stuff. Look at this narrow pathway right here. Oh! Hello.
Hi there.
Okay. So, one of the gimmicks here of the Lair of the Father is that every time you encounter a narrow pathway, you're going to have a mandatory encounter with the Behemoth. The Behemoth doesn't really attack by him. He will attack like every 6 turns.
Okay.
But the gimmick with the Behemoth though is that he counterattacks everything you throw at him. Physical attacks, magical attacks, everything. So
With what, meteor?
no, he counterattacks physical attacks of his own. He hits like a tank though. He's Behemoth.
Alright.
Do not cast magic on the Behemoth. If you cast a magic spell on the Behemoth, he will counterattack with Maelstrom. Maelstrom brings everyone's levels down to critical.
Everyone's levels.
Everyone's no, not levels. I should HP.
Okay, I was about to say, holy shit, that would be terrifying.
HP down to the single digits.
Oh boy.
So don't do that. So what I'm showing you here now is a proper strategy to beat him. It takes a little long, but it's better safe than sorry. Take this time, since the Behemoth doesn't really attack that often, you can take this time to cast Blink on every single party member, which protects you from physical attacks for about 2 turns. So the strategy here is have Rosa and Fusoya cast Berserk on Cecil and Edge, so they do the most damage with their physical attacks, is the best way to hit them, and then just recast Blink when you need to.
Cool.
Remember, do not cast magic, nothing. I'm going to show you right now what happens when you cast magic on a Behemoth.
Don't cast magic, so take my word for it. Ooh.
I must show off. That's holy.
And this Maelstrom. Well, fuck.
Yeah. Like I said, do not cast magic. Just keep Blink going, and you'll be fine. There you go. 65,000 gil, though.
11,000 experience, too.
Not bad.
Indeed. Makes it well worth the pain.
You fight a total of 3 Behemoths in the Lair of the Father.
Any particular reason you don't like using spells like Kiraja or Kiraga? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, shut me up.
If you're, I wouldn't consider myself underleveled for this part. On the
Bone Dragon?
On the contrary, I think I'm around the right level I should be for going into this dungeon. But in case you are a little lower level than I am, I would recommend after each Behemoth fight, exit the Lair of the Father, go back to the Lunar Whale and rest up, and then come back and go the rest of it. Because the only treasures inside this dungeon are the Genji armor for Cecil.
And after that, what? It's just grinding?
No, the main reason why the main reason why we're here is we're getting the final summon for Rydia.
Okay. The Dragon King?
The Dragon King. Will only fight you after you beat Asura and Leviathan in the Fey March.
So why no holy on this guy?
Why no holy on this guy? This guy actually has deceptively high magical defense.
Okay.
If I hit him with something, it's probably only going to do about maybe double digits.
Wow.
Yeah. So physical attacks are your best friend.
Bone dragons, they make a reappearance in Final Fantasy 12.
Bone dragons?
Yeah, they're like a particular class of enemy.
Yeah.
The first one you fight is a boss known as Hydra, who is a dragon that lived for so long it actually forgot how to die.
How do you know how to die?
No, it just forgot to die. Like, it's like, I'm just gonna keep living and living and living, and then its eye sockets fell out. It's kind of a gross looking boss.
He was playing so much World of Warcraft. When he turned off the computer, it's like, oh wait, I'm 96,000 years old now. Well,
by the way, is the Behemoth weak to any statuses?
No. As far as then again, it could be because I really don't experiment with Behemoth, because my general consensus is don't cast magic at him at all.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's going to counter with Maelstrom.
Talk about attacking someone with a tail up.
Pretty much.
These War Cossack.
You know, I never took that. And no, back in I know because it's fine, but I never really had an issue with that typo in 7. Attack while
neither did I, because I realized it was 2 separate text boxes. Attack while its tail's up. It's going to counterattack with its laser.
Yeah, that's why I always read that sentence as.
That's what anybody with a working brain reads that sentence as.
Behemoths actually do look a little more badass with their HD sprite makeover.
Tell me about it.
Actually, they do look a little more. They look more badass in the PSP version, but they look more terrifying in the original sprite. Because their mouths are gaping open. It's like, feed me.
Especially the Final Fantasy 6 concept art. I think I saw one.
The Final Fantasy 6 Behemoth looks like it can fuck me up.
Yeah, well,
with its massive biceps.
Wait till you fight the ones in 13.
Ugh. I saw the Animantoys too, by the way. They're fucking gargantuan.
And they're like the super bosses of the game, so to speak.
Oh, really?
In the sense of, you're going to have to farm them a lot.
Yeah. Because
they're the only way you, A, get any decent money items in the game, and B, they're your source of trapezohedrons, which turn your tier 2 weapons into tier 3 weapons.
Yeah.
But you're most likely not going to get them in your main playthrough. You're pretty much farming them in post-game. Which is one of the things that irked me about Final Fantasy 13. I have to beat the game to really start having fun with it. Huh?
Is it for super bosses and stuff like that? Are there super bosses in 13?
There's super bosses, there's optional marks, and then there are just some challenges you need the level 10 Crystarium grid on just to make it through.
Yeah.
Not counting those psychopaths out there on YouTube who have done a no Crystarium run on it. God bless you. Go outside.
I always found it odd that the Behemoth gets the boss music.
I don't. Considering how hard it can fuck your shit up, I'd imagine it would be pretty much a stone wall right there for anybody trying to fuck
I guess
with
it's just odd to me because I know of a concrete strategy that doesn't really make this guy a threat whatsoever.
Yeah, it's like the Guild Turtle in Final Fantasy V.
I never beat that thing.
Oh, here's what you do. And I learned this, I could credit this to Orange Fluffy Sheep. Get one knight, get all your guys are critical health. Get one knight, get him like something with like guard and cover and stuff like that, and have him defend, and have the other bards play Bard Song. The turtle will always try to attack that person who sang the Bard Song, which does like 2,000 damage on undead enemies.
Yeah.
The knight will cover for him, take the damage, and it'll be 0. Rinse, lather, repeat.
Really? Huh.
Something along those lines.
I'll have to try that out next time.
Honestly, that's the one thing I love about Final Fantasy V, and what made me retroactively hate 8 a little bit, is that 5 shows that it can be a challenging game, but fun as hell to break, while 8 is just plain fun to break.
Alright, final summon battle of the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Super Mist Dragon. Fuck!
Bahamut. Or Bahamut, whatever. I'm pronouncing it as Bahamut.
That's what I always do.
I've always pronounced it as Bahamut.
I think Fong got me started. I think hearing Fong say made me start saying Bahamut, because she's all like, Bahamut, rain down now!
I always said Bahamut. Anyway, Bahamut, you notice, is counting down to something. Can't be good. So do yourself a favor and get reflect on everybody.
Yeah, I can imagine it after the countdown. It just goes
Happy New Year.
Exactly.
So get reflect on everyone. Unfortunately, I wasn't fast enough to get reflect on Rydia. She's gonna get hit with something.
She's going to die.
If you have light curtains, I would recommend using those so that you can have reflect cast on the other 2 characters that don't have light curtains. Light curtains cast reflect on the party member. Lunar curtains, which are pretty rare, not only cast reflect, they also make you immune to physical attacks.
Nice.
But I don't really need that here because Bahamut only has 1 attack.
Pretty much like the dark. It's pretty much what Tiamat will use in his battle in Final Fantasy VIII. he starts spelling Dark Flare.
Yeah.
When that goes off your head for huge fire, holy or dark damage, I believe. But if you can actually completely set your junctions to completely negate the magic, so you should just completely fucked.
Yeah. Well, as you're seeing there,
Rydia lost her pants.
Bahamut counted down the Mega Flare, which, if you don't have Reflect properly set up, will kill you. Most likely, will kill you. But if you bounce it back, Bahamut's taking maximum damage from that shit, and because he doesn't really learn, he's gonna count down again.
Just like Tiamat.
Well, Bahamut doesn't have really fair AI. Well, not fair, I should say, really smart AI, I should say. No, artificial intelligence will require some intelligence to begin with, so just artificial?
The scripting is terrible.
Yeah, the scripting is pretty ancient.
And I'm pretty sure somebody's going to tell us, you don't know scripting. Yeah, shut up.
Well, all I know is that he only has one attack, it's Mega Flare, and once you have Reflect up, you can't lose his battle.
Ouch!
Until Reflect runs out. And at that point, you just recast Reflect.
Especially if they all run out at the same time.
Oh. And it's actually a good possibility because you cast Reflect all at the same time around.
Rydia has learned how to dragon.
The DS version. Did Bahamut cast Reflect on himself?
I'm trying to think back because honestly, I don't think I actually got Bahamut in that game.
I did, but I'm trying to remember did he cast Reflect on himself and then bounce Mega Flare off of himself into you? Because that sounds like what the DS version would do.
No, the DS version would have him just immediately kill your party members at one swipe for 17,000 damage.
Well, so he actually physically attacks you.
No, I'm just saying that's what he would do. We slain a dragon. Time for snap.
They're not actual beds though. They're kind of like stasis tubes that you stand in.
All right, so now we got to beat Golbez, who I think our best plan at this point is just to give him the high five.
I've heard legends. But we're not going to fight Golbez here at this point, ladies and gentlemen. But tomorrow, when we meet up, we're heading back to Earth. See you then.